Welcome, guys. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Boy, oh boy, what a time to be alive. Great stuff. Really, really great stuff. Still, continuation to the downside, it is. No matter what the news says, no matter what someone else is posting, I do not care about that. Why? Because predictably, this move was already pointed out in the charts. So far, as you can see on the bid side, I'm going to break down that a little bit. We have a really, really big area of nothing. So that's not really something for appealing for us to get back. Yes, of course, there are some places untested and left behind with fair value gaps and whatsoever, but still, money-wise, not much to the upside. You zoom in and you look at it, how the charts looks like, there is quite a lot of stuff happening below us. Right? Yes, we could even get back at a high of 90k, but that whole move, that was quite a big liquidity grab as well in the whole high time frame chart. So not really much to do that, just only to fill the wick for some of the price action, but we didn't do that. We was like stepwise grinding into the downside, and now we have a small drop off. Still, that's my point continuation till we're not gonna start to regain anything, and we have quite a lot of juicy stuff below us even to grab. So potentially, I've been pointing that out, that we might even run the lows of 87-ish area, and definitely grab all of the stuff below us. So let's see. We are right now at the yearly level, a little bit more, so start to get close to it. We've been testing that stuff already, so not really seeing any hold at that particular level anymore. So let's dive in on the whole market sentiment. Last week, we pointed that out. We got in the 20s of VIX, and so far we retraced quite heavy. So guys, if you don't look at the VIX at all or don't know how that works, you need to remember one thing. If the volatility spikes in, either way, that's going to be up and down, market need to react to it. If the market doesn't react to it, that means they're holding out of something. So eventually, after this whole move, right, this move to the downside on VIX should push market in theory higher up, but we even didn't do that. We didn't even flinch. So that Friday move, the market went to the downside. We didn't break anything on VIX, so technically we're still holding on a 14.4. That's the quote unquote the whole support right now. If the VIX starts to get higher up again and we start to do something like this, so market's gonna react quite heavily to that one on to the downside, because we are still grinding on the whole volatility. And apparently we have that bond selling stuff happening and everything in the market around the China and US. I don't give a shit about that. But with my French, this is still for me in the whole perspective upside movement, still continuation in the way, right? We stopped quite heavily in around the 15.3. We didn't break anything chart wise or structure wise. So this is still the aim. The 18 can go away. Now the aim is the 20. We're gonna reach that again. We're gonna go for the highs and we're gonna see some bigger volatility. So note, if you don't see any volatility coming into the market when the VIX starts to go lower quite heavily, that's still continuation in my book for the market in the way that it's already behaving. So that's really something good to keep an eye and think about it for the future reference. On top of that, and this is the most biggest one what I saw, I didn't point it out yet on the chart because I didn't want to scare people, but that's still the second one on top of the VIX. What's important to keep an eye on is Dixie, because we've been dumping on Dixie quite heavily, but the market didn't go higher. So what does that say? Every single thing what we are dealing right now in the economics are aiming to go lower, no matter what. The correlation is not there. We are not doing the normal stuff what we used to do in the market. This is still going lower. We technically broke the low, what we settled. We broke the structure, so that we broke the support. That's not there anymore. That daily low, the daily high, it's gone, and this should be daily high. Sorry for that. And now we are aiming for the bigger stuff. So overall on Dixie, we are just doing something like that. But still, we're holding on the major support on that. Is that done? No, definitely not. That's going to be done, and it's going to go lower when we're going to reach the 96 and close anything up and below that. Still, potentially, if that starts to rip to the upside after the next week, boy, oh boy, hold your horses, because market will react to that one quite heavily as well. So be aware. We didn't have the reaction to the downside on the Dixie, so we still continuing going lower. We're gonna grab the liquidity quite lower below us, so be aware of that. Still, we're not gonna regain anything significant, and I'm gonna show you on the chart in a second. Now, the whole market reacts into this stuff, but it still continues doing the same stuff. That means we broke the low that we settled on last Wednesday on the stream. We didn't even reach the high of that. We're still continuing lower. So getting close to 804, that will already break some structure. We're not going to settle low yet. Still, we're not going to reach below that, but it will break some structure. So that's going to be grinding to the downside, or we're going to be in the sideways move for quite a long time. Be aware. A lot of things can happen so far. And the main focus is, of course, our gold and freaking silver. That's still continuous. Right? So you know where the money goes into it. Don't go against it. Please, please don't be, and I can say over here, don't be stupid like some people and try to short this. Please don't. If you're not gonna break anything, definitely you need to reach even the first $92 to break something. But we've been doing that quite significant over here, and we still regain that. Why? Because people are shorting the shit out of this. Don't. Just don't. See the first break. Gold specific, it's a little bit more different because stats need to retrace quite heavily. Not seeing that happening for a while. This is still upward. So you know where the money goes in. Now, two interesting things. CME. We will have definitely a quite significant CME gap if we close right now, the day. Right? This can go a little bit more upwards, but still, that's going to be quite a gap if we're going to close right now below 87-ish area. So that gap's going to be above us. Anything that's above us, I mean, it's still continuation into the downside till we're not going to fill that wick, that gap. Right? Not something that I'm really keeping an eye on it, but just mentioning because people are asking for it. So this is the first major gap that we have since quite a long time. That same thing like we had it over here. We open up below, we've been grinding into the downside, and then the first major move into the upside. We fill it up, and then still freaking needed to settle a higher high. So potentially we could aim for something like that. Now, the more interesting stuff is the dominance, like I've been pointing out. We still didn't break any kind of up movement yet. We still have that wick where we are filling up, and we are right now aiming for, depends how the day gonna close, aiming to close above this structure. Having that, you don't need to close anything above the wick because that wick been set. Right now you are setting a candle body above that. It's higher high in my whole book of trading. So this is still, and it will be continuation until we start to break the low of that whole move. Just be aware of that. That said, dominance goes up, market not so much. So just to show you what I mean is all of that stuff. Let me use that. Oh, wrong one. This is what I mean if people don't understand the dominance. We are increasing on dominance, right? Bitcoin is decreasing, so alts are falling a little bit lower, if you can say like that. So my shorts are playing out, that's fine. But what you want to have it for the market to be in positive, you want the dominance to decrease. Bitcoin starts to go higher up, and then the alts can start to fly. That's not the case right now. What you focus right now are those, is this technically. So yeah, this is it. Dominance goes up, market not so much. So moving on. Still, there are quite a lot of longs, but I tweaked my settings a little bit just to see them quite quickly of any kind of change. That said, it's on default, but sometimes I like to put it on 1, and then you see how they pay it out, right? Not much short stepping in, but much more long spin in the play, and we are wrecking them right now, technically. That was as well the whole move. As well, we are back at the point of control of the whole volume. Losing that, I mean, it depends how you are sitting in the market, but is it bueno or not bueno? It's up to you. But then still, we are continuing to get into the lows of 77 then. Stablecoins are quite high. Alts are starting to get above the neutral line, but that's gonna drop in a couple minutes because that's on the daily chart, and large caps are down, so like it should be. And so far, oscillator still aiming to go lower, and on chain as well. So for me, this is still in a continuation. And on top of that, this is quite big as well. People who maybe don't realize that. Capital flow index, you had this kind of big spike with one of the reversals on top of it, and that reversal took you right now into the neutral line. Getting below that, you start to get into the negative ones. So that's going to be quite a significant continuation sign as well, that we might go lower. And that could be potentially the play. Moving on. Capital flow index, same thing, was already for a couple weeks. Gold is quite high. SPX in kind of middling, but even if that starts to pick up, then the VIX and Dixie start to get higher up as well. And look at that, the whole market is kind of getting back at minus 60 or even below. So yeah, this is still in my book continuation. Move to the downside to grab more of stuff. Now let's go back into the juicy stuff, and I will mention that on the higher time frame because we are almost there. So January, we have what's that? Let's say 6 days left, right? If you don't count this one, 6 days left for the monthly close. Now that doesn't look bueno. First thing first, if we start to close monthly negative below the 88.3, let's say, that's still continuation to the downside, right? We had a nice up movement in January, but we are still continuing. We didn't even reach the up on the side retest of anything right now, so there is no even thought about it that we will do it in the next 6 days. That's going to be like freaking surprising to me if we're going to manage to do that. But so far, this is still failing to go lower. And the only thing what we need to do is to close the next monthly, or maybe even this one, let's see, below 82.3. If we're going to do that, first time ever from the beginning of the bear market until the top, that's the break of this major high time frame structure. Be aware. Getting that could be easy because that's been already tested with this whole week. So we could slide a little bit even lower. Make sure you remember that, not to be surprised. And then weekly, still, I'm gonna fucking manage that and mention that this is still grinding to the upwards like we used to do it, and now we are starting to breaking all of that stuff. And by all means, like I've been, I think mentioned that a couple of weeks ago as well, the next weekly open, what's gonna open up, no matter where we're gonna be, don't care that much about it. If that's still gonna be retesting the high and going lower, we're gonna do exact the same thing what we did over here. Right? We only need that next week to settle a new low on the body close, or even maybe below the 78. Don't care. We will do the same thing. So this potentially been grinding upwards, and now we are grabbing the liquidity, right? I think this pattern is quite known through everyone. Same thing we did over here, opposite side, right? So I think that's quite clear. Daily wise, that's start to look a bit ugly. All of those dailies over here, it's been already like iffy, and the second one, the third one technically opened quite negative. This is still continuation. Still, we're not gonna regain anything. Daily wise, you need to regain at least 89.6 right now. We changed all of that what we are doing right now and aiming to go higher. So far, not really seeing that. Next step off is to get back at 87.2. And then if you start to close anything below that, that's been already tested, we're going to grab the liquidity over here. Now, let me switch on the game plan, what we've been talking about for like already, was it November? Jesus, that's been a while. Don't mind me, there are a lot of lines over here. I'm going to explain them in a second. First thing first, I'm going to mention something that been caught off me a little bit off guard because I wasn't thinking about it at all. We don't have the mega 150 pocket liquidity anymore below us. They've been pulled. So if you go into the 4 hour, it used to be filled quite heavily. And I've been mentioning that quite a lot of times already, that it's been rare that I see that kind of biggest pockets over here. But that's been pulled already. You see that change, right? I think I can pull up my old videos from like a month ago and you're going to see that pocket over here. That's been changed. That's not there anymore. Same thing. What's happening is what we used to have it over here. We used to have here, I remember back in the days because I was shorting this and people have been complaining about it because they thought that we're going to reach this area. So all of that stuff from here have been already pulled. That means the positions are closed or whatever. No matter what, they're not there anymore. So anyhow, we took most of the liquidity over here. We still have the biggest pocket over here. So what I'm aiming right now, we could grab all of that. That would be quite nice if you're going to grab that. Close your daily over here. So you're going to break this structure and then just do the retest and you have a bigger short, right? That's technically my whole aim for the next week. That's going to be playing out. If not, this is just freaking continuation to the downside, right? Why? The point what you need to regain is above 90. You need to get back at 90 and close anything high time frame that says 4 hour or higher. 1 hour, I don't care about it. Why I don't care about 1 hour? Simply as that, because 1 hour we close above over here and that didn't, I'm sorry for my French, didn't do shit. That's why I don't care about it. Because all of that what we did over here, and I bet you someone was haunted over here in the market because that move was way too quick and that sell-off on 4 hours was horrendous. But no matter that, I don't care. This is still continuation. And then after that wick, you never regained any kind of candle anymore. And this is still grinding to the downside, right? Easy as that. So if you want to make it even more easier, I've been talking about it. We need to fail or regain the 89, yeah, exactly 89K. Why? Regaining that. So that means failing that on the, if you flip the chart, you're going lower. Same thing, right? So if you regain that, you go higher up. Where do you go? There. If you do that, what's happening then? If that candle right now close on 4 hour, it's done. We broke the whole down trend, right? All of that been broken. Easy as that. So next aim, still pocket below us. That said, yearly. Oh, we are at yearly right now. So another thing, right? All of that stuff what we did over here, that reaction that was quite late. I've been watching that. I was surprised that we didn't have a proper reaction from the level. Now look at that. Second time we get into that, not even a flinch, that we have a reaction of a buyback. So that yearly level, January and Q1, it's done for me. I'm not even considering that level anymore. It's been a quick ride, unfortunately, because the last year, sorry, the 2025, so yeah, technically the last year, yearly level been quite heavily guarded. The second time that we came to that one, we had a quite big reaction that I remember. But yeah, no matter that, let's move on. So liquidity-wise, we know what we are going to aim for it. And then, of course, that's the whole idea. If this is your yearly level and you start to close anything below that, done, right? That's done till we're not going to regain anything. That's why I said we need to come into that, close anything below, grind into that, underside retest, done. or even high up retest, done. It's still continuation in my book, no matter what. So yeah, and then still we have that big support below us we could take care of as well. So let's see how we're going to be dealing from the next week with it. I forgot to mention, there is a lot of things coming in, by the way, news-wise, if someone cares about it. So be aware. Oh, even lovely. So that's going to be quite a volatile day. So yeah. And again, when is it? Don't tell me that's going to be on Friday again. Yeah, there we have it. Friday volatility. Sorry, pardon. I just eat something before the stream. So yeah, that's the whole stuff that I look at it right now, Bitcoin wise. And this is still, yeah, sorry about falling and failing all of this stuff we did over here. Nice grind up, nice setup of the liquidity. And right now you are aiming technically for March, right? March is the low that we settled in almost end of the December. And that brought us all the way over here. Failing at that, not sure if anything below March gonna hold us at all. Still, we're not gonna do this stuff. And technically, this still could play out, right? Get into that, higher up, and then even you're gonna have the bigger failure, or you're gonna get back at maybe one of those ones to grab a little bit more of liquidity. Still, no matter what you're gonna do, that's gonna be one of the failures that I'm still aiming for. And if not, I'm sorry to break into that, but if not, we still aiming for that. You're not gonna see any kind of reaction from that low that you settled over here, right? Oh, and seriously, look at that. The same freaking thing that we are doing right now. If people love the patterns, and there they are, right? So we potentially could do this, right? It will be fun and nice to retest any high, but we don't need to if we don't gonna do that. So just be aware that something is cooking. The first sign, I think that's gonna be on the daily as well. If you're gonna aim for the cash flow, I have it over here. The cash flow does start to get into negative. Let's see how the weekly looks like. It is already in negative. I've been mentioning that as well, I think, on, yeah. So this is no bueno, right, for me. Last time we've been there, it was end of the bear market, right? That was over here. That was the end of it, and into the bear market. And look at that. Like, you can get it accurate as well. Like, look where the negative of the cash flow got in. Over here, the top, been already there, and where we are right now. All right? Done. Okay, move this back. So yeah, I think that's clear, right? I hope so. Now, let's have a look on some juicy shorts on some alts. To be honest with you, I'm still buying spots. Oh, I'm still buying spots on my watch list that I'm looking at. And there's a reason why. Because for me, and to me as well, everything that is already below 10 or close to 10, it's a buy for me. I don't care. I don't care what it is. I'm still buying below 10. And that's only for specific coins that I'm following. First thing first, it's not on all of the coins because I don't consider all a good buy. But still, same thing for Hype, right? Hype is still in continuation. Either way, it does this exact the same thing what all of the freaking market does, right? Perfect reaction and perfect reaction over here as well. And this one, what we had over here, same thing. On the side retest, like to the freaking T. Doesn't get better and easier as that. Look at that. Done. Why? You fail the low. Not only that, but you fail the whole support, you fail the low, you settle low, you're grinding up, you're retesting that, and you have a continuation. Done. Easy as that. Structure. Right? Still, this is still technically going lower. We're not going to settle a higher high and lower high. Higher low, sorry. Anyhow, what I've been mentioning last time on my stream, I'm still aiming that hype's going to get somewhere around the 90 area, right? Somewhere over here. We don't need to get below that, but somewhere over there, because still over here at $20, we have quite a lot of support. We could stop over there, we could grind out, or we could wick a little bit more below that. So far, I don't think we're going to get below all of that stuff. Why? Because the point of interest for me is this whole RSI flip over here. That means all of that what we stuff what we did in the beginning of the hype. So not considering this, as I've been mentioning already. This I don't consider. This I do consider. We had exact same dump, and then one more. That was the whole divergent move. What it did, and then we flipped that with the quite big V bottom structure, right? Think Zeus remember that what I've been talking about that back in the days when hype started. This was one of the biggest V bottom that I saw on the alts, quite perfect. And that's as well the whole RSI flip what we did. I'm hoping for it to get a quite nice and clean PA to hold that, and then you have a continuation. That's going to be your whole support for the bear market stuff later on, right? Anyhow, I'm buying spot-wise still. And I've been mentioning that for a really long time already. In the, where was it? It was over here. Need to repost something. I was over here in the altcoin section that I've been aiming for those levels and buying it up on spot. Leverage wise, I'm not in yet for the long term or for the longs. It's not something that I'm looking at it. So far, I'm shorting it. Just to let you know. This is still in continuation. Let's see if we're going to get around the $20. That would be really nice. Objective, same thing. Been looking at it as well. We are getting really close to quite a drastic level. And that's the yearly level over here that didn't been tested. And that's the low that it settled of the whole history of Injective. And I think there is a little bit more below, but that's on a different chart. Anyhow, still getting back at the support. That's fine. I want to see hold of that one and build up some more structure to get back at the highs of it. And even maybe on the side retest of this stuff. But we didn't do it, right? And then do the bigger range and something like that. That would be awesome. That would be cool. Potentially, yes, it still can go lower, right? You cannot deny that. But it doesn't need to. It still can. Why? Because there is still liquidity. I've been saying that as well. The pocket below would be really awesome if we could wick into that, come back, close as a V bottom, and then go higher up. But yeah, let's see how that's going to be settling. So far, still buying some spot of it. Same on AVX. Exact the same thing. And what I'm mentioning, the first stop was here. And we had nice reaction from that one, right? Still on the side retest. So it's still continuation. And now we are back at the lowest support for AVX. So let's see. AVX have as well a bit more liquidity into the support, but a gap in between. So let's see how we're going to be dealing with it. I seriously would like to see AVX below 10 because I'm going to go ballistic with buying it up. So that's my wish, and let's see if that's going to be fulfilling. But yeah, this is technically exact the same thing what I've been talking. Quick into that or settle new low, I don't care, but then buy it back to the V bottom and then continue growing higher. Why? Because boy, oh boy, this looks way too juicy. Same thing on the AVX, on the Injective. All of that stuff, it's still there. So potentially, right, Injective either way can still do like 50%. AVX, potentially you could aim for another like 30 or maybe even another 50%. So could be nice, could be awesome. Let's see how we're going to be dealing. So far, this is still downside, Don't get me wrong, I'm shorting it. Why? Because I'm buying the backs, spot backs, and I'm shorting it against it. Okay? Do that, you're never gonna lose any money. Render, as appealing it was, I've been kind of aiming for it that it's gonna go a little bit lower. So far, we had a as well perfect underside retest as to the T, really heavy bounce into that and then start to grind lower. Getting back at 1.9 was critical because losing that stuff, you start to get back at 1.7. That's your last technically support on render before you're gonna aim for the low of it that we settled over here in December, and we blast through it out of it on the yearly open. So potentially this is still heavy to the downside of 30%, minus 30%. I'm kind of aiming it because I'm gonna scoop it. I would like to that. So yeah, the best for render is gonna be to do something like that for like a month. I don't care. I will wait for it. Do that, and then you have another blast off into the moon. Right? Grab all of that. That will be most perfect. And two, I guess, gonna be really ballistic about it because he's gonna aim for something, I guess, like that. So there it is. Take it as it is on top of the yearly level. So you could go a little bit deeper into that. And this is the one of the perfect buys that you can have, this area. So yeah, that's one. And then the last one is Solana. Unfortunately, yes, it broke the structure to the upside, but then we retraced all the way down. I didn't care about this whole structure much because of this whole move, and we've been just grinding into the underside retest, fell again, and now we do that again. Now, so the thing is on Solana, fortunate or unfortunate, depends on how you are sitting on the market. This low, what we settled over here, can be broken quite easy because we still have way back structure over here. Oh, I think I've been pointing that out already somewhere. This is exactly same thing that Hype did. So if you look at Solana and Hype, comparing it, all of that, so Hype started over here, imagine. You had the so weird price action over here. Then you had that grind up, right? All of that stuff. Down, B bottom, grind, and then you blast through it. Of course, Solana came back and retest that, but Hype didn't. So Hype did all of that, and now it's in this move. So we could settle a new low. That's the whole iffy about Solana, because we could go lower, right? We definitely could go back into this area because that's been already tested, all of that RSI. That's why it didn't hold us for long over here. We've been grinding into the underside retest, and we are just following back at $100. I would love that, to be honest with you, to see Solana below $100, but there is a small iffy about it as well. Let me clean this up. If you zoom out on Solana, the iffy part I start to get. Test it. Here, 69. Nice. Why? Because if we start to get below $100, right? So that's already below this area. Breaking that, every single thing to your left been tested. The next step and next support is at 69. So we are starting to get in somewhere in this kind of price section that we used to have it over here, right? And then this was the freaking bear market whatsoever. I was always thinking, after we settled that technically this all of that stuff and we've been grinding above it, I thought that Solana will probably never get below $100. But so far we're starting to get quite close to it. Let's see how we're going to react to that one, because that's going to be quite interesting to get Solana below 100, scoop up quite nicely in the 2 digits. So that could be really, really cheap. And then we might see, I don't know, maybe last run of Solana for the next cycle, because if that's going to be the case, then we might stick in kind of this range or even maybe lower of it. And that's going to be Solana chart, right? For so far, because technically, yeah, we settle a small high, but that's just on top of the previous one, not even 20%. So not really aiming something big for the next cycle, especially because of a lot of competitions coming into the market and already starting to get as well on hyperliquid. Something different, I know. And I found that Solana is doing a little bit more weird things with the PR and the stuff that they are focusing on it. Instead of focusing on the ecosystem, they're focusing on the freaking phones right now, or whatever it is. So I didn't even go deep into that one. But to me, that's a little bit weird point of interest of them. But yeah, anyhow, that's not the case. We shouldn't be talking about the fundamentals. We should talk about charts. So that's what I've been saying. Getting back at this low, what we're gonna break, we start to aim into the low of $100. So be aware of it. I will start scoop up a little bit more below, a little bit more heavier, but yeah, this is the whole point of interest of mine right now, this area. Let's see how deep we're gonna get. And then the one and lovely hype killer. We had a really freaking liquidity grab. I didn't expect that, but hey, it is what it is, and this is still going lower. So far, I'm not sure if 0.5 is gonna hold us. Fucking hell, that shit can even do the proper on-side retest, not even close. So there is still freaking resistance left. Let's see how we're gonna be dealing that next time. I'm gonna move higher up, and then yeah, getting back at this low, we might fill the whole wick completely. So yeah, that's on that, and let's have a look what ETH is doing. It did look good a week ago. So far, yeah, this starts to get ugly. Yeah. We are way below that, so we have 6 hours to come back above the yearly, and that's that's gonna be painful. But okay, anyhow, Ethereum is below the yearly open, and that's on the weekly chart. So closing weekly here, it's oh boy, that's gonna do some damage. Why? Because every single thing to the left, like I always mention, that's been already tested. Where is your next stop? Technically, this 2.5. I thought we don't gonna get below 3K, but here we are. 2.5 stop. That's your next support, or technically bit of area of a bounce. So yeah, aim for that. If not, then you start to get back at 2.2. That's the biggest support. That low, you don't want to break that. If you break that low, oh boy, you start to get back at 1.6K. That's not going to be bueno at all for ETH, but let's see. But yeah, this is the whole ETH on weekly. I don't think there is any point to go lower. Daily still can see some bounce. That's well, that's done. That's done. Boy, yeah, still could go lower. Wait, how does a cash flow out already on a weekly as well? Ooh, yeah, that's ugly. So monthly wise, as one is saying as well, 5 days left or 6 days, depending on how you look at it. And the next monthly open could potentially set a negative cash flow for the first time we have this indicator on. Yep. And look at that. You can see that as well quite nicely, how freaking divergent it was for ages. So when the price does flat with a small touch of the high, and this goes from high to mid to low, boy, oh boy, that's no bueno at all. So I guess I can start memeing about ETH again. Big are divergence on the top as well. Yep. Yeah, that doesn't look good. So yeah, next stop. Sorry, but that's gonna be 2.5. This hip over here. Either way, no matter which time frame. Mm. So yeah, guess that's all. Ooh, what's this doing? Oof. So if people don't believe me that the cards are not doing exactly the same thing, there it is. Even oscillator shows you that. Nice. Nice. This fails of $300. Ooh. Hey. Yeah, sad I didn't fucking took a short over here on this hip. I'm complaining about to Stu about that. That's the phone that I missed out. Hey, fuck it. This already dead? Yes, almost. Almost. Fail yearly. Please. Lose the yearly. Lose it. Lose it and you're gonna send yourself into the freaking... Oh. Yes, please. Yeah, there's not much else, I guess. What's this doing? Here, another thing. Like, if you see... oh boy, if your list is full in red and there is one token in freaking green, oh boy, that doesn't look good as well on the daily. That's exact the same thing what Bitcoin did. Why? Because they took all of the liquidity. That's the... There we have it. That's the liquidity grab move, right? Push all the way into the highs, no matter you're gonna close any structure above it. Like that they don't care about this because the only thing what they care is this. You need to close above that to change anything, right? So far, so losing that not only gonna bring you lower, and you are already below the yearly, but that's no matter what. Starting to get into this area, you could have some potential bounce or whatever. You're gonna deal with it, like something like that on the side, and then you have a continuation still into the lows of 0.2. So that was nice. Inside job, definitely. They pulled out quite nice chunk of money and running it lower. Same thing that they did over here. Why? So low, high, you even settle high and high. You grind all the way down. You do only one of those and then done. So this still doing something? Perfect. Nice RSI flip. Same thing. Same thing. Look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Couldn't ask for a better one. Little double bottom. Send it. Grind it freaking all the way into the lows. And then just grab most of it. That wick. Sorry, that candle. Oh, fucking hell. That's gonna send you. That's a nice continuation. Ooh. See, that's why, guys, you need to pick the ones that are 80% at least fair to the community and whatsoever. Like all of that stuff is such a bullshit. What's that? Setting a new low already. Yeah, it could get back at the yearly. Not so much fate of it after losing that. But yeah, potentially still nice grab. If this starts to reverse, the only one I'm seeing is 0.01. 30% on the side readers of all that structure. Don't see it regaining it yet. So yeah, let me have a look what you guys been talking about. Awesome update, thank you. Oh, hey Eve, I didn't realize you've been here. RATP quite heavy today. What levels above would you be interested in shorting again from? Okay. So the only ones right now that you should consider if, and that's only if we're gonna get there, right? For me is still the December level, 90.3, and the next one, inside retest of this with maybe laddering in into the 90.3 so far. And then of course no brainer is the high, but I don't see it going there yet. But that's only that, right? Like I've been saying, you go this way or even this way. So I don't think so. We're gonna get 93 after. Hopefully, let's see. Go to code. We're gonna. Oh, sorry. We will close below this already. So that's done. Next step. If we're gonna get that. Yep. Look at that. Like perfect as well. They grab. They grab. Gonna do grind. Like this is the freaking grind, and then you just fall off the cliff. Like this. This is perfect stepwise. One of the perfect ones. Rarely you see that. This is really literally the Vikings calling it pooping off the cliff. This is literally like dump me. Those inside jobs are getting out of the hand of the alts. I mean, that's why they are there. Yes, they are getting out of the hand, but literally, that's why those tokens, 99% of those tokens exist. Especially this shit. Like, please tell me. Okay, this been quite bloated, right? But let's fucking beat the dead horse. All of that stuff, right? Into the eyes, you grab all of that shit over here, right? And then what you do? Grind it out. Like freaking grind it out. Like all of that stuff that we've been built up over here, on here, that shit will be massive. And then you just grab that, continue, right? And look at that. Like, tell me, like, people overseed this freaking candle. Sorry, small candle with the wick. This is a freaking one of the biggest sell-offs that you can manage. 40% sell-off on the candle that you formed on a monthly. That's crazy. That shit is wild. So there you have it. This is your freaking liquidity grab. What you doing after that? Oh, one more. Just to make people long the shit out of it, right? And what you're gonna do next? Look at that. Like no brainer. You're gonna freaking do that. And sooner or later, this was the freaking pace of it. Do it. And yeah, people can argue, yeah, because they found out that about the stuff what he was doing, whatever, or what he was like. Please, who cares? He's laughing right now for all of the fucking money. So, or the market mates, whatever. This here as well, same thing. Another example. People overlook monthly. Look at that. All of that, right? What happened next? Bang. That's why, like, most people say, like, I don't look at it monthly. It doesn't make sense, or it's bullshit to look at monthly. Okay, then fine, do your thing, right? Like sometimes it's good to look at it, and I see the bigger picture and what they did. But this, oh boy, yeah, here, Ina, same thing. What's happening over here? Why is this so heavy? And this is also heavy sold out. Same thing, like one follow, one follow, one follow, and then one follow. What do you mean we don't repeat? What happened here? This. And follow up with done. So yeah, you can do that over and over with most of the alts. But yeah, anyhow. Oh, and look how that looks like. That looks quite a healthy chart, apparently. Well, yeah, that's what it is. Like, it's all in there. Like, I don't need any kind of news. It's there. It's written in the charts. It sounds weird, but it is. Mm. Okay. How is this looking, by the way? Oh my god, I hate this. I don't never do this. That's all. Regain. And I bet you it did a freaking sneaky one. I did a bit more above. One positive one and then down. Like, another thing, how would you feel like this is like, for example, a 4-hour chart or whatever? You look at it, right? Same thing. No matter what does it says here, this is your whole information, what you should know about it. Here as well, that stuff. You are following up, lower. Still, like, candle looks positive no matter what. Like, the body ones looks positive, but then the whole sell-off, that says quite a lot. that that shit been going horrendly. Done. Right? High, reach the high, sell it off. Done. Ave. Missed that one most of the times. I don't know. I don't look at it so far. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh yeah. Nice. Hold on. Yeah, the bounce of that one. The last hold 146, and that's a yearly as well, right? Yeah, that's a yearly. That's your last hold. If not, you start to build the wick. And it's, yeah, see? Most of it's going to be quite below 130. There is potential to go lower, wick into it or whatsoever, but you need to hold on your yearly. That's the aim. There's not much to say. You are at your lowest right now. This doesn't matter at all. The only thing what matters right now, oh, that's gonna be freaking, wait, let me make it. Do I know where is the wick? And look at that. Test it. Doesn't care. The next stop could be around 161. If and only if there is something happening that you, I don't know, gonna nuke through it. Through this, thus into this. Because there is nothing. This week took you all of that. Plus the weeks over here. So the next stop, 60. Sorry. To save that, and you definitely need to hold on the yearly. Forgot about liquidity below and start to do this into this area. Right? So you still have the freaking resistance above you. So what I would suggest to do, get into the resistance, go back, and then start to grind this shit out and do this stuff to the upside. Otherwise, funny enough, you kind of did this as well, right? Into the lows, into the lows. So yeah, potentially. And you didn't regain this with this. So you are in the whole downtrend of this. So yeah, this is it. Bigger as it gets. Hmm. And you, I mean, potentially we could be doing exactly the same thing. This is your low. This is your low. Grind into it, right? And then if they gonna be able to hold that out for a bear market, then yeah, right. This is a second low. Grind it out and then blast it through. Yeah, potentially we are aiming to do the same thing. Very painful grind, but it's what it is. What's in the short? Great. What? 332? Ooh, that's nice. Boy, that's a quite nice one. Yep. But still, don't get me wrong. Like, no way we're gonna reach that stop loss of yours in like a week or something. That's, I don't think that's possible. So yeah, I think you can safely say you are safe on that one, and a perfect short one as well. Really good one. So no, your only thing to go lower to take more, take profits. So yeah. So you shouldn't be worried about it. Soon. I think that's gonna be a worry for the next cycle. If your stop loss gonna be reached. So yeah. Mm. Yeah, good one. Really nice one. Stop loss is now in profit. Good. Really nice. So yeah, guys, what are you guys trading more? Are you in a trade? Because boy, I am. Let me look. Have a look on mine. By the way, how they doing? Good. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I hope every Sunday is gonna be like that. Oh boy, I will retire quite quicker than I think. Oh, Sui, that's a good one. What about one? Shui, however the people want to pronounce that shit. I love it, love it. Perfect. This doesn't get better. Like guys, this is 101 swing trading. You get the explosive move into the upside, right? You see your underside retest, you fail from it, round bottoming, coming back at it. Even if you gotta be something like in this 4%, I don't care. Fucking hell, it doesn't get better. Like patience, done, perfect. And if as well a little bit. Yeah, yeah, good. But this is like, from where are you? Bearable. From where are you in the short? Because this is a really good one. Oh, just didn't care about it. Didn't care about it. So far, boy. But now it starts to get a little bit more juicier. Why? Oh, oh, there is a little bit more. Okay, happy to see that there is a little bit more to that. I was for a second scared that this might have some hard time. But yeah, below the wick there is some support, so that's good. Either way, we're gonna fill that. What apparently might be the case, but let's see, because you are right now at your lowest. Why? Because you are at the fucking yearly, but I'm not sure it's gonna be holding. And so far, this doesn't matter. The only thing, if you lose this, you have two. Sorry, this is technically. I bet that's gonna be depending on the exchange if that's gonna be tested or not. But this is your support. Mine straight line. This is your whole support below the yearly level. That says, I guess that's going to be a lot of liquidity here. Nice pocket. Grab that pocket, right? And that's the only thing what you want to see. Click into that, come back above the yearly, try to grind, and then send it. Not so amazing. 1.48. Nice. Coincide readers of the daily. Perfect. I mean, still, like, it's not from the highs. I don't care. Right? The TA is there. You did 5% on it. Perfect. Take the TPs. Why? Because you've been grinding into that after liquidity grab. Same thing like most of it did. And Bitcoin. Grinding into it. You didn't regain anything. Daily open. To retest. Failed. And you have the continuation. Done. Perfect. Clean. Awesome. Should be proud. And where is your stop? There. Highest liquidity. Everything tested. Not much to hold. Because there is nothing. And that's your support. Easy. Nice. Perfect one. Really, really good. Take some TP and see if you're gonna dip a little bit lower, and then wait maybe for some hedge positioning if that's gonna be the case. If not, this is still going lower. But in your case, good, right? More profits. Great stuff. Perfect. Could you break even deeper in the profits? Like, don't go crazy, but like, I don't know, 5 or 10% into it. And if you're gonna be stopped out whenever, you're gonna be covered, the fees and everything, and you are clean and big in profits on that position. Done. Done, done. You can reshort it afterwards if that's gonna be the possibility. If not, you can look for the long positions. And that's, boys, how you trade. And girls, sorry. Ladies, I should say. So yeah. Awesome stuff. Really, really good. Hell yeah. Now, dip it. These two, and I'm gonna be in speeds. Perfect. This can go away. This can go away. This can go. Yeah, that's holy fuck. I didn't realize that we didn't even reach the weekly. All of them. Yeah. Nice. Perfect. Perfecto. Oh, that's fun to have a look on it. Oh, love it. Love it. Broke the structure. That's fine. Fill the gap. You have a continuation. So yeah, just to mention that, still in this freaking short, but no matter what, it doesn't say it will play out. Mern knows that as well. We've been talking about it on the side. We could potentially see a little bounce on Netflix. That doesn't say it will happen just because we have the numbers coming in. It's just more, I would like to see the behaving of the next week of it. And if we start to close anything below $80, we potentially still could run a little bit lower. That said, I'm thinking, and Smyrn is technically a little bit more on that side as well, that we could see something like this and one more leg down and then the whole grind up. There is a lot of thought about this freaking company. just because that orange fucker wants to step in between and oversee the deal. Like yeah, because he's the most important one apparently. Anyhow, I don't care about that. For me, it's still this is in continuation, right? Because we need to regain, and no matter what, we need to not only 88, but technically the first resistance is at 94. So till we're not gonna regain that, nothing in the book still says that I'm gonna long this the shit out of it, because I'm not. I'm still gonna shorting this. So potentially we could break all of that stuff. So that means this settle down between the 70s, right? So that's gonna be good. That's gonna be the whole RSI flip that we did over here, settling down, and then and only then I could see myself, unfortunate, put some longs or buy something from it to see any of inside retest. That doesn't mean that Netflix is gonna blast through all of that stuff and gonna go higher up like we did over here. We could potentially be in a bigger range like this and then see it maybe going off, right? I wish this could go to 0, but unfortunately doesn't listen to me what I want. I'm about to ask Netflix, are you shorting? No. So the funny thing is, Orca, the thing is why I pulled this short, it's nothing fundamentals at all. The only thing, and I don't know who told me that, I didn't even see it, but when we was over here in this range, right, I heard and someone told me that Elon Musk wants to look for any, or he said like in a post or something that Netflix need a competition or whatsoever, or he thinks to buy it. I don't remember anymore what it was. And that idea that someone brought me up, like, okay, there is something going on with Netflix or whatsoever, I didn't care because I'm not using Netflix and I'm not paying for that bullshit, Vogue shit over there. So while we've been staying over here, I've been doing all of that TA and just watching it. And I mentioned one thing to people that been following from all of that stuff, that this earnings, if they're gonna come up negative, two things can happen. And I've been prepared for myself for two things because I've been setting orders from this area and setting orders from this area. Because I said, but most of the times they do, they're gonna run it up and then they're gonna sell it off when the NAM is getting in, and they're gonna be negative. Why? Because that's the inside job that they always do. They run it up, they sell it off, and then let it die. So that's what I was preparing myself for, and that's why I said I'm gonna set up the orders. The ones over here higher up have been quite heavier than over here, but still they're big positions. And I said I'm gonna short the shit out of this and of this. And look at that. One of them will eventually play out. And it did. The first drop, what I had over here with those numbers, I was quite surprised because I really thought they're gonna run it up, and they freaking drop it as stone. That was all. That's all. Nothing else. Like I didn't even bother. Like my personal opinion about Netflix, that shit. They're Vogue. They fucked up my favorite series, and I hate them for that, and I will. So yeah, that's done. And they didn't even come back to retest it because I said like, okay, cool, nice, we are in the short. Now let's freaking reload that shit and make it heavier. But they didn't even bother because they did on the side retest and they freaking cliff it. So that was the whole thing. And I fucking minus 35% on the stock. Yeah, perfect. To the T. To the freaking T. I've been loving it. Best thing ever that I did last year. So yeah. That was the only reason. And pure simple TA, right? That I've been doing. I need to find that video when I think that was somewhere September, beginning of September, somewhere over here. And I've been waiting for those earnings that come in. And after they did the split as well. Like that was the coffin, like the nail in the coffin, like bang. Like couldn't get perfect. Couldn't get better even. And here as well, like freaking positive earnings, right? Yeah, my ass. They gapped it down. And by the way, for people that I don't know. Over here on Nasdaq, they went into the 81, but on Hyperliquid, they went even lower to the 80. So there it is. So my ass, positive earnings. Yeah, Orca, you see, that's hand size, right? And we all will have that, right? I shouldn't go heavier, or I should have listened to myself more, or whatever. Yeah, for the next time, take a swing. Like, what's to lose, right? There's more to win than to lose. I always see that like that. So yeah, and I had a plan, and I stick to it. That's the whole deal. And I've been talking about. I've been quite vocal about it. So yeah, I even posted on LinkedIn, and I tagged Netflix or some fucking people in their like offices or whatever. I've been tagging people into it. Like, thanks, guys. Fucking assholes. I caused the dump. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been like, oh wait, I need to post them. I need to show them. Thanks. I need to do it again after math. Like, thanks for the 30% move. Let me know if you're gonna go deeper. We're gonna reverse, so I'm gonna long the shit out of it as well. Hedge myself. Oh, love it. But yeah, I'm not that big guy on stocks, but I like to buy them. And like, yeah, I bought some as well. Nvidia, not much. I'm waiting a bit more for this. Not sure that's gonna be happening, but yeah, I like to play around them. But this been this is gonna go down as my one of the biggest and greatest stock shorting stock of my life so far. Let's see if it's gonna be a better one day. Oh, that one, boy, oh boy, seriously. Oh, I wish I could freaking short the shit out of this, and that this gonna fucking fail. This is pissing me off because I was planning to build a new PC to do a dual setup, but with those prices, no fucking way I'm gonna pay that. Those fuckers. Sorry for my French. So yeah, Adrian's viewing schedule. Yeah. Yeah, so what after I post on LinkedIn to them, I was like, dang, I could have rephrased that differently. I could say like, you fucked up my series, my favorite series. Here it is. You're welcome. I showed you fucking stock. Oh, oh, I thought it was Bitcoin. Sorry, I was a little bit too surprised. I was like, shit, that's not a Bitcoin. I'm sorry. Continues. Yeah, we do. We still continue. I was a little bit too surprised to see this. I was like, oh, Bitcoin did the thing. Nope. Banana in Pyjama? No, it's a Witcher. It's a Witcher series. I'm sorry. I'm Polish blood, so Witcher. That's that eagle. Be careful, boy. Be careful before I'm gonna go ballistic on you. And I'm gonna short the shit out you. Not crap. Polish. Polish history. Um, so let me have a look. What do we have below us? Oh, apparently there is much. In the fourth one, nothing you can say. Touch me. That's true. That's true. Yeah. All of the monsters and energy drinks, what you drunk, it's crazy. You should You should be like that glow in the dark monster or whatever already. Ah, come on. Put it up. Show you something, guys. Here. So, what you mean? Liquidity grab and continuing lower, right? But no matter what, this is what I want to show you. One above that. So we are getting close into the biggest liquidity pocket, right? Stimulated. So let's see if we're gonna get below 86, as I mentioned. That's the stuff that you need to grab. Hopefully, let's see, we might bounce from it and have a really nice bounce off to get into the highs, but let's see. Not really seeing that yet. But yeah, stuff start to get juicier and juicier by that day. And we could go even lower. Like, same thing. This is all confirmation what I've been saying, right? To give you an idea. It's not something that we shouldn't be not looking at. Here, all-time high, like, bro, there is almost nothing over there. That's why I'm saying as well, I'm not really seeing us if we're gonna bounce back or whatever we're gonna do to the upside, but we're even gonna go above 115. At least maybe a stretch, a wick into the underside retest, but I don't know. I don't feel it and I don't see it yet. Because first thing first, we are aiming to go lower. Look at that. All of juicy stuff over here. Start to get closer and closer and closer, right? And where do we end up? We end up below the 73.1 area. So that's set. All of that stuff over here, wick into that, take that, and then maybe some retest of the highs or whatever. But yeah, what's more appealing? This or freaking this stuff? Right? Easy. That's that. Oof. Oh boy, we're getting close. Close, close. But yeah, guys, do you have anything for me to look at? I guess it's gonna be all the same. Continuation lower, but don't think there is much to positivity coming in. How does the okay? Some of them still going higher. I'm working on some strategy around some things as well, but that's gonna be a little bit later on, couple months, because they're still not updated yet. Thank God. From last season, run away. I'm waiting for the game, for the new game that's coming up. So we're gonna do that. When that game come up, boys, you're not gonna see me for ages. So you're saying. I forgot about that one. Same thing, like I forgot about TRB. I don't wait, I'm coming back to you. But yeah, TRB, I forgot about that one as well. And look, so here, another thing. Like tell me that this wasn't a liquidity grab at all. And what you are doing right now. Oh, like like this couldn't get better. Yeah, that didn't age well. Yeah, coming back. Oh, to be honest with you, that I like that. So I like that swing here, what you're having from here on holding that. If you start to hold that, that's fine. Only thing you need to regain or flip is this and hold on the 0.28. Then you start to get back in the daily. You regain the high. That's a really nice one. Pulling it back, hold on 0.28. That would be perfectly, because that's going to be a quite nice flip. You still could potentially get back at the low and then keep the previous low as your stop loss, right? Because this is still really good looking chart without even breaking the high time frame, not even close, to be honest with you. You fill up that freaking wick, that's fine, and you're still going grinding it out. That's good. I really like that. Perfect. Fucking awesome. This, you couldn't ask for better. Grinding into that, grab all of that stuff, leave this shit behind, or even wick into this, and then start to reverse. Yeah, that's perfect swing. Yeah, swing for it. That's a perfect swing for it. If you lose the 0.28, right? So that RSI, that's still fine. That's a perfect swing over here. Yeah, that's as well a reason, right? High, technically low, that's fine. High, low, and then you low, right? So now, and here comes 2. If you want to be more accurate with it, then here it is. And like I've been saying, keep your stop loss below this wick. Why? Because this is your invalidation then. Right? Done. What I will do something like this. Ladder into this pocket. Yeah. Perfect. This, oh, boys, doesn't get even perfectly. This is really, really 101 B bottom. Grind, failure, right? Set a new low and don't care about that. Break everything, grab the liquidity, grab all of that stuff over here. You send it higher, grind it. You don't even come back for all that stuff over here, and you send it. That's the V bottom. 101. Easiest as that. This. If you see this, so I mean, of course, it's going to be a little bit more hard to identify when that's going to playing out. But if you see this failing and getting back at the failure and grind it, and you see that it's still holding, doesn't come back over here, fucking send it. You buy it. If it fails, you buy it again lower, and then no brainer. Yeah, this freaking hell, like catch one of those, and you're gonna be golden. Just saying, and boy, oh boy, I will not be surprised if this will happen here. And I will mark this out for the next time that someone's gonna this. For the next time that someone's gonna ask me about to start this. And look how perfectly it gets. I just moved it to the side. Look at that. Into the lows. Freaking awesome, right? Want this. I grind into that stuff. Get out. Boy, that would be perfect. So yeah, Albin, really nice one. Or sorry, yeah, Albin, yeah, you've been asking about it, yeah. It wasn't liquidity grab, Adrian. It was the lady market maker. Oh yeah, of course. I remember that. Boy, so the thing is, we Grandmaster people really remember that day because 2 things happened. I had a long over here. I almost got out of it over here, and I took a little bit more on the up. I didn't even go that high because I got on the high of here. I remember that exactly over here, and I didn't go higher because I got out of the whole position. Smiley indeed, what he did, he had a major one of these biggest freaking longs of this. On this whole shit, he got one of the biggest one. Just because regaining that high, I remember to the day of day because we've been that day we've been sitting on this voice, and I still remember the amount of curse words and whatever he was using that he missed out on of this. Same reason he got out of the position of the high, or half of it, or more than half. So he missed out on quote unquote millions almost on this whole freaking move. So yeah, believe me, we all remember this fucking shit. And yes, it's true. Someone was fucking fat fingering at the office, and it sends to the fucking moon, and it never gonna come back for it again. Yeah. Oh boy, oh boy. Because why? Same thing. Like if, for example, forget this, that this didn't happen, and look what we're doing, right? Into the lows, right? Into the lows. There we have it. That's this, all of that. That's the real chart, and that's what it should be. Exactly. Never trust market makers. Exactly. So yeah, this shouldn't exist at all because this is what it should be. Exact the same thing, and we're technically doing right now after all that shenanigans. But yeah, this gonna hunt them down forever and forever. Yeah, good old days. I remember this. I had such a lot spy that I get out of that position. Maxed out. Fuck it. We're gonna go roll over. They send it. Fuckers. But yeah, that was a quite good day, and we had a lot of those kind of things. Like, is Smyrn here? Not here. Oh, fuck, unfortunate. What was the ticket? DXI. Oh, what's that fucking ticker? I never remember. IX DX. Oh, oh boy. Yeah, that one. Oh, fuck. This is the reason why I forgot about that one. Because boy, oh boy, the whole Trendmaster shit been losing money on this shit a lot. That thing wiped us out almost. Oh, I don't know what was happening. I've been a small part of it, like somewhere over here, and we all tried to fucking long the shit out of it, and it never worked out. Never, or short even. They fucking wrecked us so many times. Smyrn and Smalia even over here, like back in the days, both of them been freaking going up ballistic about that. But oh boy, but yeah, everyone have like a chart that they never want to go back into that one. And believe us, for us is this, this shit, and I hope it's gonna fucking die. But yeah, it is what it is. We've been young, stupid, and it's been a long time for. Hey, listen. Back in the days, we didn't have that knowledge what we having right now. We all came up from the bottom. So yeah, we've been but okay, that was a little bit our fault. I agree because we've been like rage fucking trading that shit just for spite and just to prove it wrong. And boy, that went sideways. Yeah, exactly. Now we are not young. Well, stupid, but not young. Exactly. Oh, good old days. Good old days. Next time, guys, you're gonna go to Smurf's stream. Please remind him of that chart. Remind him. He's gonna be really happy about that. Don't say you get it from me, please. Don't throw me in front of the bus. You chart it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, just please go and ask when he's streaming. I hope he's gonna stream today. I freaking hope. Oh, I think he moved it to tomorrow. Nice. Fortune. But yeah, next time you're gonna be on his stream, please make him chart it. Oh, that's gonna be funny. He's not gonna listen to us or me in England. Then to you guys, he might listen, and with really big pain, he's gonna chart the shit. Oh, lovely. I like to take a piss of him a little bit. But yeah, guys, overall, That 4 hour, sorry, that this 4 hour in 1.5 hour doesn't look that pretty. So that said, if right now any of 1 hour candle is gonna close below, ooh, nice, 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 nice. But yeah, this is it. How big it gets. Eve, stop. Someone said long only. So, one more time. Let me, guys, by all means, please go and vote. Because there are prizes to win, by the way. Oh, maybe that's going to be much more appealing. If you go over here and vote, you might win a prize. I will behave. No, Eve. You are good. Say whatever you want, Eve. I missed you, by the way, over here. Good stream, man. Thank you, see. You're welcome, Alban. You're welcome. Appreciate it. Bit fun, but yeah, I hope there's been quite a lot of clearness and as well noise cancelling stuff. But this is it. Like, I cannot make it prettier, boys. I always gonna be fair and true about the charts, definitely about the trading. So, and I cannot hide it, right? I can, because this is it. It shows in front of you. Thank you, Arian. Have a good one, Eve, and don't be a stranger, please. By all means, join more often. Yeah. So people are jumping out, and I will as well. And look at that. We have a quite nice candle to close as well in 1 hour. So yeah, watch it, be patient, and don't catch it. Please don't go against it and don't do stupid things. I beg you. There's no need to even think about it to catch this knife because that's gonna be painful. Believe me. Let it settle. Like I always say, right? Here as well. Like people been freaking catching that. Like let it settle. And look at that. We got the sideways. So who says we're not gonna have it as well another one? Right? Be aware of that. And yeah, if you are in a nice short, awesome. You are a legend. Take some profits. So far, next stop, what I'm aiming is around March. So yeah, let's see how that's gonna be playing out. For now, I'm not even bothered to long anything. I will buy spot, that I will, and I will short against it just to cover the losses. That's all. So this is the game plan, and technically still, and it will be valid till we're gonna reach some significant levels, right? I'm gonna update it in a second and maybe post a little bit later in the Bitcoin chat, but this is it. I've been mentioning failures after failures and nothing else till we regain something. So be aware. Thank you very much. Have a good one, and I will see you Wednesday. Bye bye. Love you all.